Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick review of this TOSY Ultra LED Frisbee for Amazon. So this thing has 360 LEDs going all the way around the rim. It's a conventional 175 gram Frisbee, so if you're playing Ultimate Frisbee with it, it is a standard weight. Flies really well. I will demonstrate that later, but real quick I wanted to show you the different settings and why this thing is so cool. So you have all these different options. The first thing I love the most is that it is rechargeable. I've had to mess with previous lighted Frisbees have the little replaceable CR232 or whatever they are batteries. This one is rechargeable, so you actually have this little door that you pull up. It's kind of hard to get to it sometimes, but there's a little flap. You pull it up, and then there is a USB-C port in there, so it charges. The lights do change color to let you know if it's charging or not charging, so you do get a USB-C. One thing to keep in mind is USB-C on both ends, so make sure you have a computer that you can plug it into, or a power bank, or a power brick that has a USB-C cable on it. You also get this little handy carrying bag, this mesh carrying bag that doubles as like backpack straps. And then there is a thorough instruction manual that tells you all the different settings, but I'll go through those real quick for you. As you can see, there's a power button on it, and there are different brightness settings. You can start with the lowest, which is no light. You just use it as a regular Frisbee. Or you can do all the way up to the extreme brightness. I will say, like, it's so bright that it's almost too bright. Like, it's almost, when you're playing in pitch black, it's almost blinding. It's so bright. So they really did a good job with this thing. And then here you have your different timer settings. This is for, like, if you're playing Ultimate Frisbee, and I'll show you what that means. You can go from 0 timer to where it doesn't have any seconds. It just goes off as soon as you catch it. But then you have these different ultimate 10 seconds, ultimate 7 seconds, and what that means is, here I'll set it on a brightness setting. It doesn't activate until you throw it. You can see like it flinching on, but when I actually throw it in the air and catch it, it activates. And now it's on the ultimate setting, so it flashes for 10 seconds, and then it does a long flash and then it goes out. So that's like if you're playing Ultimate Frisbee, you got 10 seconds to throw it to the next person. Keeps the game moving. You also have a 7-second option for that, so when you throw it, it'll flash for 7 seconds and then go out. Then there is a 8-second timer, a 10-second timer, and a 120-second timer. So if you put it on one of those, after you throw it, the light will stay on for 30 seconds solid. So the ultimate settings, it flashes, but the straight timer setting, it'll stay on for whatever time you set it for. Now there is a little power indicator, but there's not an actual power button. So I found, like, when I'm transporting it, it's motion activated. So the battery was dead when I transported it somewhere because it kept motion activating and it killed the battery. So you can't really like turn it off per se, but you can set it to no light. And that's basically the off setting, which means it's just a regular Frisbee right now. So I always set it to no light, and now you see it's not lighting up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Do make sure that it is on the no light setting, or else while you're transporting it, it will be constantly lighting up because it's all motion activated. But overall, very happy with the thing. It's super cool that it's rechargeable. It's super bright. I'll show you that here in a second, as soon as it gets dark. And I love these different timer functions and timer settings. And I love that the lights go all the way around. It's also waterproof. So if you're playing in a wet environment and it lands in the water, not a big deal. That's waterproof. So overall, super happy with this TOSY Ultra LED Frisbee, and I would highly recommend it. So hope this was helpful. Okay, I got the light set to dim. So this is going to be its dimmest setting, and I have it set to 120 seconds. So the light will stay on for 120 seconds every time we throw it. So I will show you what that looks like. All right, here we go. So you can see the light stays on every time you throw it. Oops, that was a bad throw. Alright, so this is the dimmest setting, so I'm going to change it to the brightest setting and show you the difference. The brightest setting is ridiculously bright. Alright, this is as bright as it gets. I will warn you, it is blinding. Ready?
I can't see
I know, it's almost too bright. Like it distracts you. Betcha. All right, so that's the brightest setting. We don't like that one. It's gonna use up battery life. So somewhere in the middle. This is the middle setting. All right, so this is the middle. This is pretty good. Okay, so that's the TOSY Frisbee. Overall, very happy, very impressed. Definitely recommend.